Ever wondered how your computer keeps track of literally thousands of files, photos, documents, games, you name it? Well, today we're diving into the unsung hero of your digital life, the file system. And we're putting two heavyweights, FAT32 and NTFS, head-to-head in the ultimate showdown.
So here's our game plan. First up, we're going to break down what a file system even is. Then we'll meet the old school veteran, FAT32, and its modern successor, the powerhouse that is NTFS. After that, we'll see them go head-to-head, and finally, we'll help you figure out which one is the right choice for you.
All right, let's get right into it. Before we can even start comparing FAT32 and NTFS, we've got to get on the same page about a really fundamental concept. What in the world is a file system?
Okay, the simplest way to wrap your head around it is to picture a giant library's filing system, or maybe the blueprint for a huge building. It's basically the set of rules and the structure that tells your computer exactly where to put a piece of data and, more importantly, how to find it again later. Without it, your hard drive would just be a completely chaotic mess of ones and zeros.
So here's the bottom line. A file system manages everything. And it's not just about the files themselves, but also all the data about the files. We call that metadata. Think about stuff like the file's name, how big it is, and who has permission to open it. The file system is the master organizer of the whole operation.
All right, now that we've got that foundation, let's meet our first contender. This is the seasoned veteran of the group, a name you've probably seen 100 times when formatting a USB drive, FAT32.
And when I say veteran, I really mean it. FAT32, which, by the way, stands for File Allocation Table 32, has been around since 1995. It was introduced with Windows 95. It's a true relic from the early days of modern computing, but what's wild is that it's still surprisingly relevant today.
So what's the secret to FAT32's incredibly long life? It's one word: compatibility. You can take a FAT32 drive and plug it into a Windows PC, a Mac, a Linux machine, your PlayStation, your smart TV, pretty much anything with a USB port will know what to do with it. That ability to work with almost any device is its absolute superpower. But every hero has a weakness, a kryptonite. Have you ever tried to copy a big high-def movie or a modern game file to a USB stick and you get that file is too large error, even though you have tons of free space? Yep, this is the culprit. FAT32 literally cannot handle a single file that's bigger than 4 gigabytes. And in today's world, that's a pretty critical limitation.
So that brings us to our second contender, the modern powerhouse that was built specifically to solve FAT32's problems, NTFS.
NTFS, or New Technology File System, really became the standard for most of us with Windows XP back in the early 2000s. It was designed from the ground up for a more modern age of computing, and it's what your Windows operating system is almost certainly running on right now. And as you can see, NFS is absolutely packed with features that FAT32 could only dream about. We're talking robust file permissions for security, a journaling system to recover from crashes, built-in encryption, and even automatic backups. It's just smarter, safer, and way more resilient.
And what about that annoying 4 gigabyte problem? Yeah, you can just forget about it. The file and partition size limits on NTFS are so astronomically high that for all practical purposes, they might as well not exist. You will never ever run into them. It's not going to happen.
Okay, we've met the fighters. Now, it's time for the main event, the head-to-head showdown. Let's put these two side by side and see what happens. It really just boils down to this one core trade-off. On one side, you have FAT32, the universal translator that works with basically everything, and on the other, you have NTFS, the secure fortress that protects your data and offers all these advanced features, but it mostly keeps to itself inside the Windows world.
This table really breaks it all down. Let's look at the big ones. For ideal use, FAT32 is perfect for removable drives that you're moving around, while NTFS is built for your main Windows drive. For max file size, well, we know that story. FAT32 is stuck at 4 GB, while NTFS has no real limit. And for fault tolerance, which is basically how it handles errors, NTFS can actually repair itself automatically. That makes it way more reliable than FAT32, which has no protection like that at all.
So, after all that technical detail, we finally land on the most important question. When you're staring at that format screen, which one should you choose?
Let's make this super simple. It all comes down to asking yourself one question. What am I using this drive for?
If the answer is moving files between a bunch of different devices like my PC, my friend's Mac, and my gaming console, then FAT32 is your best friend because of that amazing compatibility. But if you're setting up your main Windows drive or really any internal drive that's going to stay in a Windows machine, then you absolutely want the security, the features, and the large file support of NTFS. No question.
And that kind of leaves us with a fascinating question for the future, right? We live in a world of massive files and constantly connected devices. This battle between FAT32's works everywhere approach and NTFS's locks everything down security is still playing out. So what's next? Will the file systems of the future finally find a way to give us both? Or will we always have to choose between go anywhere convenience and lock it down power? It's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.